What's going on, internets? So, I got this guitar, it's almost 6 months ago, and I made a quick video just kind of showing it off, giving first impressions, what I thought. This is the Kiesel M6, kind of the Tim Miller model. It's obviously a headless guitar. My daughter walked into the office the other day and goes, "Where's the top of that guitar?" That's a funny way to call it, the top. But I just thought, it's always, you always kind of get the honeymoon period with a new instrument, and so I just thought I'd come share some thoughts after playing the crap out of this for 6 months. Little what's that song? Black Cow, Steely Dan. Anyway, okay. So first, I still really love the guitar, so this is a great buy. I'm a big fan. I really like the woods on this. It's just a really nice piece. It's, mahogany with the center stripe maple, and then the flame cap. This is I think they call it aqua color. Yeah. And I think the woods are just gorgeous. So, man, kudos. Thank you, Kiesel crew, for the wood selection you made on this. I love it. I think just overall impressions still really, really positive on the guitar. I really enjoy playing. It makes me want to play. So I played a lot, and I bought a guitar. I was just really lately, I just get into playing jazz standards. That's what I've gotten way back into jazz. And so I just come in here, I practice. I'm playing a lot of real book stuff, like using iRealB for tracks and just learning tunes and working on improvising and just really getting a handle on playing over changes. And I just wanted a guitar just for that reason. The other thing I really like about these guitars is, they super low, like effortless playing, right? So they come set up super low action. I normally gravitate towards like a medium, maybe medium high kind of action if I'm digging in on like a Strat. But I've been having some hand problems lately, a little bit of arthritis, and I got diagnosed with carpal tunnel. So I find out in the near future if I have to actually have surgery or stuff. But anyway, this is like the healthy, responsible thing to play, because I can sit here classical style, and try to minimize that bend in your wrist, that can happen a number of ways. So this just feels, it feels healthy, and it's just good, and it's just as good as anything can get for my hands these days. When I got it, I was a little nervous about the full 25.5 scale. I mean, I have a bunch of Strat style scale instruments. I would have preferred, the shorter Gibson scale, but I have to say, it's just effortless to play. So the scale length doesn't, hasn't been an issue at all. Neither has tens. Like most of my instruments, I've stepped down to like 9.5, but tens feel really easy to play on this guitar, which is great. So yeah, that's great. So I guess overall, just like the value and pricing, there's kind of always these arguments online that like, oh, it's, Harley Benton crew is like, oh, it's dumb if anybody pays more than, $300 for a guitar is insane. Hey, if you feel that way, stay happy and save your money. That's cool. I think this is a great value instrument. I've been playing Tom Anderson guitars for, 25 something years. So that's kind of like my benchmark, right? And those have gone up. To get into a new one now is like $6,500. I mean, it's a lot of money, right? And so this was, when I bought it, it was like 25, maybe 25.50. I don't remember exactly, but right in that range. So it's less than half of an Anderson. It's hard to argue with, man. I mean, it's really, really killer for that price point. So they win in the value space. I thought it was an awesome deal. And it's funny. I've been thinking like the whole signature model thing. Like there's, if it's got Eric Johnson's name on it, I'm probably gonna buy it. Tim Miller's and obviously Tim's on something. If it's an album or a book or something, probably gonna buy it. Right? It's a very short list of people in that list, but yeah, I'm really glad they came out with a signature model for him. Let's see what else. I jotted down a list and then I don't have it in front of me. Yeah. Oh, let's talk finishes, because I always gravitate towards like a satin or an oil finish. I have a bunch of parts casters with just tongue oil and a little bit of wax on top. But I went with the glossy for a number of reasons, but it doesn't feel sticky at all. The thing I don't like about gloss finish is when it like really tugs on your forearm and gets like sticky. This one doesn't do that. It's great. So I love it. So if you're speccing one of these out, I don't think you have anything to lose going with any of the options. So just know that I'm sensitive to glossies, and this one feels great. When I got it out of the box, there's a tape line on the. Let's get over the microphone where the finish. They don't really blend it. You have a hard tape line, and when my finger first hit that, I was like, I don't like that feeling. But after playing it for 6 months, like honestly, your thumb doesn't really move over that line very much when playing. And if you're in the middle of something, like it's not a problem. It still seems like they could move it up like 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, but honestly, it's totally fine. It doesn't matter. And I was thinking if you actually did blend it, you'd probably have problems with it chipping off and stuff as it gets thinner. So it kind of makes sense why they do have a tape line, but who cares? It's not a problem. No big deal at all. So I guess, yeah. So last thing is just the sound of the instrument. It sounds amazing plugged in. I love, these are the beryllium pickups. This guitar is pretty much just default specs, so I didn't really change much. I did the O-rings and different colored pickups, but that's really it. Everything else was just the default. And so I always gravitate towards like, vintage output pickups, but the berylliums, I don't know, they sound great, so I love them. I think that's really cool. So I mean, you kind of have the killer combo, right? It's overall like the price is right for what you get, like huge value, plays amazing, sounds amazing. I mean, what else do you want, right? Now, I do have a few nitpicks, and these are things that hey, Kiesel, if you're watching, I think you should pay attention to. None of these are deal breakers, and these are all like tiny things like in the margin. So this is all stuff just take with a grain of salt. I do play in several different positions. I know Andre Flood was complaining about the jack placement on this guitar. I don't have a problem with it. It works great on everything. But I do think there is room to improve on the electronic wiring. So I'll talk about that for a second. This guitar does, and I'm probably not going to change it. I don't know. I might. We'll see. But most of the time I'm on the neck pickup or the bridge humbucker. And that's it. And you got 3 positions in the middle. So the splits, the inner coil at the neck, and then you get the 2 inner coils, and then you have the inner coil on the bridge in the the second position or whatever. So I like this. I love the idea of this. If they have room for improvement, all my other guitars that have split sound really, really good. I know people complain about this online. There's some YouTubers that think split pickups are always a bad idea and suck, but I think they just don't have guitars that do a good job with that. Because of my Anderson, it sounds freaking flawless. It's amazing. So here's the thing. When I first split these, I was like, oh, this is exactly why people don't like the split sounds on guitars. Now, again, this is highly subjective because, again, saw another one of Andre's videos where he's talking about how great his split pickup sound on one of his other Kiesels. So, but for me, you want the, so this is the bridge humbucker. When you split it, like, you get into that like thin glassy sound that you like with single coils, but there's like this like 10% of high end that is just like a little bit piercing. It's not the sweet single coil sound. And now my thought on that is, if you ever play a single coil through a 500K pot, that sound, right? And that's exactly what this guitar is doing. Typically you do a 250K pot, and that cuts out those highs that like you're not normally used to hearing. Or you put a capacitor in line with the pickup, and that makes it see the different value pot, and it sounds the same to your ear. I think that's what I don't like about the singles on this guitar, is just the fact that it's a single going through. going through the, basically the wrong pot value. That's funny because like some companies like DiMarzio, they're like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just do whatever. But I don't know, man. To my ear, it always sounds better matching the right value with the right type of pickup. So take that for whatever it's worth. The other thing is like, it's really common for split, like the old HSH thing. It's really common to use the inner coils. And this is what people did, back in the 80s with DiMarzios and stuff. But I got to say this on the neck pickup, right? When you're in the second position, you have the inner coil. The Strat is this coil. It's under the 24th harmonic. So a lot of newer guitars, when you split them, you get the outer coil on the neck pickup because it sounds a lot better. So it feels lazy on this guitar that they didn't split the neck pickup that way. And when I was ordering it, I was asking about this and I was like, one, I thought it was weird they didn't do super switches. I'm like, what guitar doesn't do super switches? Like, this is like, if you have 4 conductor wiring, like, just it's normal, right? So I didn't know, maybe it was miscommunication. Maybe I misunderstood because surely they do some of that. But I was like, just give me the default and I'll change it if I don't like it. But so that's why I just did this. But I will say, so I think the neck pickup split would be way better if they use this coil. I do like the neck pickup splitting to the inner coil. That's great. And then I think if they had the capacitors wired in on those single positions, I think it would be just icing on the. I think those sounds would be way more usable on the instrument. But again, this is just my harebrained ideas and opinions, and a lot of those are shaped because one of my other main guitars is a 2 humbucker Anderson Cobra, and that's got the best wiring I've ever heard. So I think Kiesel has a little bit of room to improve. Now again, this is all in the margins, and I bought this guitar to just play regular humbuckers on. So I'm probably just going to keep it and appreciate it for how it is. And if this was like my only guitar and I needed to hit all those sounds, I'd probably be more inclined to change the wiring. But yeah, okay. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the electronics. I think they could offer a little different stuff there. The other thing, and this is a small thing, I was hoping the guitar would be louder acoustically. I had heard from reviews that they were kind of quiet acoustically. It is one of my quietest guitars I have. In general, I like loud acoustic electrics, or I like them unplugged when they're loud. Like my Strats, my Andersons, my Les Paul. My Les Paul is actually my loudest acoustic instrument, which is interesting. This one's really quiet, so just FYI, it would be nice if it had like 335 volume, but I get that, it doesn't, so that's okay. And then just the last thing I wanted to say about living with this for 6 months is the body shape is, I love the aesthetics of it. It feels great when you hold it, when you stand, it's great. For me, it kind of requires a strap. If you're, I don't know, it feels a lot more secure with a strap. I will say, if you play the normal right leg style like this, to me, this shorter horn feels, it's just not as secure as like a bigger horn, like a regular Strat style guitar. So I find myself kind of cradling with my forearm on the right hand side, which really means I always use a strap with a guitar. And again, it's not really, again, we're talking like in the 1% mark. Who cares, right? I always have a strap on all my guitars, so it's not really a problem, but something to be aware of. And the other thing is like the body shape here, like this part, kind of angles out, and it fits best in just the old school guitar stands, right? Where you have like a tripod base and you have the 2 prongs that kind of swivels back in a place for the neck. That's the stand that fits easiest in. Like I have this rack behind me where I do store this in, but like the strap button is like right on the foam rail. So I like, you can kind of see it back there. I wrapped extra foam, more foam insulation around just to absorb the strap button. But, and of course I really would rather hang it on the wall, but you can't hang this one. And I guess they just came out with a new headless like last week that has a thing so you can hang it on, but like it looks really weird to me. I would never. I don't know, man. I think Ibanez really nailed the headstock on their headless, where it just has this nice subtle piece where you can just hang it up and not worry about it. The one they made is this weird like bat wing thing on one side. I don't know. It looks like I don't like guitars that look like weapons. That's not me. But anyway, so just a few thoughts on this guitar. It is amazing. I love it. I play it all the freaking time. Thank you, Kiesel, for making great instruments. Thank you, Tim, for all the music and cool ideas you put out. The guitar community is better for it. So anyway, just want to kind of share the post-honeymoon period with the instrument. I don't know, maybe I'll put a track on after this if anybody wants to hear it a little bit. But that's it for me. See you.